Baba. Oh, Galam said the equity, Baba.
Papa, Kruma.
Engineer Saba, Papa, Diaboko.
I don't need me.
Oh, so can I can go that same. Also, to go that baby, Papa. But here, maybe Aboko now.
What our parliament? Now, must I die how far?
Hey, don't baby, Amunya. Is it a bread?
Oza.
Hey, young Zambio, Kadna. No 185 was a 186 seats.
But Rasa, what is the real issue?
David, just here. It says, don't be so me, if you don't come some fire court. Omufa a Winniba. Omufo Bianco court. I feel credit have bread. Yakotwaba. Ghana for mamu overwhelming majority engineer. Eddie and Bill. Eti pandamo de become back more than one I had there. Na ide. I can't na ide. Na ide. More than no market privileges committee. My Chief Justice. Electoral Commission and then the deputies now must have the same Chief Justice. More than the CISU just last month. You see, where are you? Mafa executive, Mafa Judiciary, legislature, yet can create 80 something. Okay, some status.
But Obi baby say na who kosa?
They don't say Akada. Yakotwa ba many engineer, NDC MPP. Yakotwa ba we engineer NDC or say oh. Polling station 41. Me feel say dream bi ba ho. And into the 41 no echo court. Just 41 out of the 111 polling stations. And you court. Court akohwehwe mu na court say. Wajitum say dream bi ba sa 41 so. And 41 penny dey call you. 41 penny me and dey buy you. One can say other polling stations no there was a problem. Not just say the pin sheet, any pin sheet, any that of the EC pin sheet, no, with the other polling stations in Italy, there's no problem. Ako sound like ako tuaba. Judge in my verdict or say I feel the 41 no come the buy no, and no cry the infant tonche. Munko to 111 in Abium. Have you got any more then? Ablekuma nansi and ko to ablekuma. Ya antese court makers yanko to that those specific polling stations. Aban say na kwanda idea. Judge say yanko to ni na afoforo. Why? Na we ye dimrika sako say sika o kwanda. Asako akoto aba ho. Na mu rini ana ide.
The law is the law.
No, Mate. No problem. Omunya the law is the law. The law is the law. The law is the law. Sa. No munko menim.
In fact, Bandai 152 polling stations.
No, be the 41 courts.
152 against.
Let's just say 52 no cry. Or the 41 pen on the back court. Let's just say over 111 polling stations intact. Problem be anywhere. Omom ko to abanu, oma to abama ya kan ma ye nyina both contestants ya dia tum say there's no problem o. Judge see there be. Mentia say 41 na mo dia ban evidence na mo dey buy me dem pese me judgment no go beyond that evidence am dey buy.
But say or say 41 no mpo na irregularities we ho na ba bia wo hu e dey.
But efa ho ben. Efa no ho ben. Has the person accused and you know the court we can't say say problem or other ones
the plaintiff
no can't say problem or you talk baby you two we more be a copy of the pink sheets plaintiff link has a problem or the other polling station what's the change na problem or ono kwa you two no so aba no see problem or what's there be problem or
but beyond what do you make of the clerk's decision? Say speaker and share no so one is on you.
Oh, say clerk don't mean to letter without the speaker's knowledge. And it's a for and you say no clerk will write a letter without the consent of the speaker. Such an important letter will be thrown say speaker ni mu shady. I don't think that can be. Yeah, our position is that once nipa no conform no court back trigger a certain process in court for an appeal no. And can you my appeal process no ko any. It will be things said the clerk's letter no, was a rush to declare it vacant. Now who say me lawyer, but me read the Kweku Azan, me read the other lawyers. Richard Sky omo nyina atro some very beautiful write-ups bia indicating say the clerk head in law. My problem is say to say titia mo nya mo de ye the engineer mo de ye den say majority omo won na majority ketwa o mo majority to the extent say yen ya ma parliament go mutimi pass them pe bia etimu pe bia ka won sa ye den papa Martin Yundam unwa very calm person only problem only obi any problem or you return you
and
wabedi 2 times was a 3 times okoye
obaba parliament
and wasaba
brani ye
debut kadna me say me ni akọ abato me ni esi police station 151 now can 52 now can wasem no no problem of 41
152 police station
it be the 41 the court. Is it then now Okoye judgment and rerun the entire 152? Why? When you say who person chim and sa because what to me? Kana say pa and this for umpese over there with a country. Upon Chief Justice. Say muni see so say esenka aban ye bone kro mbeka ho asem mu no WhatsApp group. Kadna, can you imagine say kroma omemuha ye be top presidential jet, nobody speaking about it. Even CSOs me kaina na Addo danko Akufo-Addo e make attempts of top presidential jets. Today, all of them are quiet. I do more WhatsApp platform. And I'm not telling you. All the anti-corruption agency for more WhatsApp platform. I'm catching your TV.
Now, GD.
And this video, it is happening. They've confirmed it. I don't go and announce the Facebook page, Anna.
What's it saying?
I'll say yes, WhatsApp group in the but the purpose is different from what we anticipate. It's a WhatsApp group in the WhatsApp group or discuss it. And Kagana, your top presidential jet, and nobody's complaining about it. Hey, Kadna.
Perhaps if you are the Muslim for money and call when they say Ghana fire quiet to tell you the level of a bufua na Ghana for Mufama buying.
Oh, sir, okay, no problem. It's Ghana for no muguefuyen, and I'm got to TIA. And no mamma to me. And they want to abuse the power. Some person use power no at the brain. Yes, sir. And I said, "Damn, can you?" Kadna, hey, say it way. You just cast your mind back to Akufo-Addo time. The current head of prisons. The current head of prisons who Oneniku. Chief Justice. Hey, Kadna, just cast your mind back. Said now Danko Akufo-Addo are appointing a Chief Justice. No appointing a wife as head of prisons.
The Gavan is that justice talk on yes, he nani kunu ye prisons.
Just imagine and then now Danko Akufo-Addo. Ode trust. Now cast your mind back. Say Akufo-Addo ye president. No way you talk on as Chief Justice. No Akufo talk on Nikunu as the head of the prison service. Just cast your mind back. I'm not saying the woman does not deserve it. Come on, I'm not sure why Juma in the system for some time, but I'm just telling you, say, just cast your mind back. Just imagine say Akufo-Addo for be a kunu 2 top positions. They can engineer America.
Baku convict one baku ajuwatu.
Baku convict one baku ajuwatu. Just imagine. Imagine say this time Akufo-Addo time. Inka CSO so mungasa. CSO so mungasa. Ah ye baba ye presidential jet ye to mienu ato helicopters force saying multi-year expenditure 1.2 billion
USD.
Hey, USD.
2 presidential jets.
4 helicopters.
Say it here.
Yeah. Akufo-Addo no here.
Sata na fa kon no.
Oh, sir, say fa kon no atofom. The fa kon no pristine condition atofom.
Dem say the wings ni nyina.
And the wings ni nyina akofom.
Akurudi.
E confirm from January 7, 2025. Just say I didn't me and my day. Your mama position akese nyina de Ghana for be ya no ya mamu. Still Monday, say I'm no kase so hu. Omo tata so hu. Tema Central say omo tata no. Eno so court.
Tell
Enye do omo yo Monday ya bi. Eno so court. The whole chairman so you know your permanent we cry. You chief justice and your permanent and petitions about the president has referred the petition to the chief justice one appointed.
Does it matter?
Hey, say me no ka say the one thing ya beside the deputy so there's a petition pending. There's a petition pending, president. I refer to the chief justice.
Are you saying, sir, President appointed Chief Justice this petition or what?
I'm just giving you the facts. Me say petition about my president. I refer to the Chief Justice or not appointed. That is not fact. Eh? You really are not. I got the family. Almost OSP cry. Yes, captain. Yep. Hey, it is a young modern. She say, "Pioneer modern." OSP. I'm person pamono. Chief Justice ma pamono. She say panda mo se mo yiri free ho. She say nyam dem mo kan kire. Say yen fi parliament nyam mo kwan wo ha so a mo kan kire say 92 years ne sa. No be am 180 something MPs. Ye de 88. Mo tata kumi sa Saturday ne ekosi no. Ekosi no. Mo tata kumi ye tata no kumi ye ne court enena kumi aba anopa ye se be che no ne se mo tata kumi sa o de awreho no de ko wom kumi wu ya na msa kwaji seat no eno kwa mpo no mo fa mo de mo fa awreho kwa you don't have any pity mo sa kwa pandai e declare ni vacant I no pay enne ya o mo nam ho mo de fertilizer kwa ko ho no ma o mo kwa kwaji seat no.
No, fertilizer no can. What did you say? No,
I know quite me aware of it. Say we know what is going on the ground. We have members there. We already have members there. You can check from your people. Oh, must start on person who just says it's in the Are they? Says it's 200 seats and I'm there. And I'm 250 seats and I'm there. A federal community privilege committee. They just want to break our front. They are doing everything possible to just destroy. Are they? It's not going to say don't baby or money. Hey, ya brewomo. Don't pump for you in court. Omo pa yen yanko to abide from the whole Ghana. MPP baby, yes, sit no one yen zanko to the bio. Don't baby ya yati. Emre denya. One day, the NDC party will not be in power. One day. It's what they say the 2 minutes woman some. Number some would be a media. Any problem? They say you control the judiciary, you control the executive, and I'm control parliament. Even parliament, yeah, dear kakra kanokra. Over some massage. It's no problem. No baby. Any problem?
Matima mimisa unia Pedro. Engineer.
Cousin.
Mo pedi o kwandai. Wona aye lawyer ni mamimbisa o.
Mamentia na mentia menua Collins na mentia omo eti na menka ne ho na menwehye menua panyi Chris Gwadi Mensa CEO for NPRA. Na me ya adoma ochina ebeye ayi kurakura ama Dr. Omane Buama ewo Koforidia. Na me emfa ne kra NCA ni papa bebre. Last year it was very instrumental in changing Ghana for yenyina ye di tu mu a ekoto aba na yensa ekaye. Eya se afena nka obeboa na nhyehyeye a omampanyin Mahama ewo ede etu Ghana mpono na fofi anto atana wato anananom ewo nsiedo na memfa ne kra nsie the pay bandai justice the pay bandai pandai KPANDAI justice any rule of law me Penny Collins before the cameras na ye didn't come up America channel how a pen asem there were so many mutual friends what can say pa into who say common buy no or they question about fede seminar will be san one call and na call baby for the dikai asem near they call court in January after say in fact ye gusu na ye declaration e kwa ye nyanga gazette ye no and na nasara e de asem ne call court na on the authority of Baba Jamano court aka say enya to abani wie na say ye declare ne gazette ya o the back court wa prepare wo because okohwe people representation act ni mu a e kire pefe e kwan ye fa so court e na ye wo time so a say ye gazette we obetumi so aba court nti asem na e wo court de dada enye say bia na nsen ya na ye de akọ court a o ma bebu ya na wo koye no o kire mu ne win live na ope every court no based on emra minia panimu a pass no parliament CI 127 say yemfa enhwe na yemfa nto aba no emra no e wose edi so nti regulation 43 no kire kwan ya fa so eye coalition nasala at that time no ye sitting member of parliament ya to aba ni wiye aye gusu aye kenkan ye gusu aye coalition no afedie prekope ye hu ba bia yi si adwane afa ye nkoti aye si yi si na kwahye kukuo mba bi ene MPP parliamentary candidate ne omu agents ye coalition ye wie ya wa declare results see I say we dey see pai because we know etia regulation 43 of CI 127 inti apart from that so pin sheets ne bi wo ho do kind judgment about 155 pages the man even judge no kro kasa about a kwan a EC for fa so recruit nkofo a moye EC officials free senior high school Aban till he expects a basic arithmetic probably wo ho nkofo be a comprehensive judgment o my na eya nsemo a yadi kai ate stitch ye no MPP for a creating impression they say before the judge no there was nothing like say on annually all the results no more call for Rerun. It was part of the releaser na a petitioner no because in election it is not plaintiff respondent, it is a petitioner respondent. Inti petitioner no at the to court then say and now say ya bu regulation 39 so now we share pin sheet no e move 41 there irregularities nko na regulation 43 so e was say class na yetumi hwe ni nyina mu yie ansa na ya declaration so ye ndi so inti court ye serew aba no ebe ya ma yensan so nko na ye nkoto ne foforo na sem na okan ye no en judge no tie na sem no na ohwe ase no kura na wo kire Ghana mra the Far Evidence Act ho why na the burden of proof that ne so eye wo a wo de wasem abeda court no na we eye civil matter ni preponderance of probability wo twa ni nyina na owe no otumi hu se petitioner no asem no emu edu nti saade a yenko na yenko ye Rerun enye NDC sebe ena aka se yenko ye Rerun ewo Pandai eye emra no ena si yenko ye Rerun se emra ne si yenko ye de bembio na emra ne ka emra no so say se ema judgment 7 days after judgment no there is stay untumi nye bibia na mom after 7 days no ena obetumi exert wo right judgment ne di amount no nti say 7 days na twam within 7 days no anka clerk etro letter no within 7 days na ko you wrong because emra no etia but after 7 days ne dey say clerk no etro letter koma isia on from Ghana mra bia sisi ayedi nkomo and midyanom MPP fo ni nyina akasa menti so bia akasa wa from mra na emomo say wa prepare no because omo wo another application for stay of execution and omo asanso file appeal notice of appeal na omo asanso file certiorari e wo Supreme Court say court enquashe the decision of the Tamale High Court. Reasons are that almost a court was not clothed with the jurisdiction to hear the matter. Court so with jurisdiction the man to me. Now almost say asem no time why the bar court no na emra na chere PNDC law 284 chere say ye to aba wi a otumi de petition ba no atwam eno no Supreme Court NDC ho giraye but ena ye di nkomo nyina no de emra eno de ye di kan ya kan eda ho ne say court ne say yankoye Rerun ewo Pandai inti omo a state institutions are constitutional amo mandate e was omo ensure say there is an enforcement of that judgment no bako eye parliament and bako ye electoral commission. Parliament is active within the law because they waited for the 7 days no emrane ma ho kwan no na Supreme Court so aka ye Ghana ye mra sisi say application for stay of execution any stay of execution until it is granted inti emrano ewo oman mu de eno na both EC and Parliament adisono say ekoba say court no so esigna ye foforo na court ne ka say answer monster judgment no mema ye enforce na court of appeal at the judgment ba na call in the favor of the MPP and answer the appellant and also you do why bedi hu komo na ho no na me wo problem kakra me amadan for pa na nabi oye lawyer ni na oye press conference the way o kan asem no asem was she court of appeal ni say omo mpio asem ne de e wo so omu bia emo e ho no me ji say esipai what the wasem akodan court e na wa kire nyina so a sa nyina so no enunti anke ni say the lower court, which is in this case the high court esi sa gina ye na osi ye no e wo se e jai ama judge for no e de omo adwen based on the law e de omo judgment ba na mom say ye criticize the decision of a judge there it is allowed say judgment bia ba na won ti ase obetimi a kire wadwen impo eno no so no mo leader e koyo of us so criticize judgment including the judge no na me doing say ena no yara na mo wa ba mu a o Supreme Court a ompiempo no de judgment aba ena de de be na asesenti a otumi etwabo judiciary ni sa ntiwe bibia ansesan na yese owudi ni bia esura ya na ena no na minia Collins mo wa ba mu no ebia na omo influence the judiciary nti omo adwe ni say abai we so bi but I can give them that assurance so man pay mahama any sadwen pono one ekwan ye fa so Chief Justice dada no ebio Ghana ye wo mra ne say obi esusu say obi a ya paw no say wonye Chief Justice wo man mu no adwuma bi a oye no esipai na opese eyi na e wo say wo tro petition na odisa petition ne ko down omampanyin saka e was say anka import on article 146 no na clear how you remove it na anka one form committee near establish prima facie but you hu ni say ye ni sa na disadvantage for Chief Justice in the case of Frank Ajechum and Attorney General and that by JSC as he was then ni say Debbie sa kwa ye fa so other justices of the Superior Court of Judicature no ye fa sa kwa ni bia so na ye ni kan establish prima facie kransa na ye refer Chief Justice no to a committee. Okay. That is the position of the law. Miss a few questions. All right. That is the position of the law. And also maintain that so be can o baby say samrano o man pay mahama ebu so. In fact, emra na ye nuanom wa ba mu krado mo kan se me na de o mo se o man pay no e conveyor belt. Na se conveyor belt wo kwa airport na sa o de bag koya wo se wo si a ya de bag ne toso na babia ogina na afa wa na ba ho no afa pepa say sanity e conveyor belt no nti o man pay akofo ado ye conveyor belt na nipa obedi na de na de ono de onye conveyor belt bi wa na nti je tie ni say o man pay anya petition for the removal of the Chief Justice EC or whoever constitution emma kwan say yɛtwa petition ma ɔman panyin o receive by constitutional arrangement no I was so proceeding first proceeding na so the command bodies no na so mo ankasa establish mo prima facie no mo wie na say ye ka say recommendation ni say no man panyin implement ya menyin ni say man panyin ayeboni.
Great. First issue on Pandai. Also judge, you know, in that 150 something page judgment, you know, already issues about recruitment of EC staff and no relief mayor.
Oh, that be say one of the it is for say over judgment judge no reasoning or they arrival at the decision no and yet relief no kwa wa try say bia o share issues no omu raise here na whether or not the irregularities in 41 polling stations in the constituency affected the results. Then no eduso anawa judgment it did not affect the result. There was say a building what they say and some what to that final decision. Inti enumu na or chere ekwan so wo fa pen sheet na it falls short of a quality pen sheet say ya fa public officer because by law there be a public officer be especially documentation it is presumed by law say regular it is a one find papa na sabe there water figures are water we nim the water now wo recruit you no also the problem about but no enye to say by virtue of enunti no or back to that but so or judge be a judgment or was how kwanya ni say normal based on evidence ebeba nanim otumi etrofa ho.
Okay, me person me no wie Pandai asan about Chief Justice. So what kind judgment ni nyina?
Yeah, me share a release na dabi on say sis lawyers who require fast so kind judgment. Okay say a judgment ni bi okura ho na be 900 pages to but I have gleaned through it and looked at the various issues now a year before him and how he arrived at it.
Let's take a polling station a total registered number of 500. Now on a day of election emu 200 akose ekwakoto aba. Na ye kan presidential ebia yenya 200 all right. Na yenya parliamentary no less than 200 ebia 195. Will you call that overvoting?
No, sir. Overvoting definition no another one court now decade take decisions be when they guide you so on the authority of Akufo-Addo versus John Mahama 2013 case no court Supreme Court actually what is overvoting into based on the results no there can be overvoting when say 200 no and a bet to buy a ticket and 200 votes na ne wo say and not there won't make us say there is overvoting but as by ne say and a 200 and we year 195 no mostly my polling agent that obe say ye be kan ba na obe fa presidential de ne bi wo ha ye be kan no say obi wo ha parliamentary no or the be share presidential anymore and ye wo nipa ni bi so wo ha say oba beto aba oduwa especially MPs no they say politics in a local MPs no mo tie a hint temper it will be also on to MP or to presidential I know na I have no problem with them president now who nim no baby and also koto aba man MP now won interfere kwabre no also on to aba man no who we are not do school fees akoro aha inti hwe say ye hwe mu de ntia betu ayo over voting ni say ye hwe the number of voter issuing officer no I issue ballot papers no na o issue 200 na se ye wie ye na akoye 195 5 no kwan se emo ye betimi aba se omo ko to aba no okoto presidential me ye bia na no Ghana School of Law na nipa mienu e vice president omienu nyina ye menamfo nti meje president ni de ni a meto ye no me say parliament vice president de no mento nti eno no manye nti se wokọ na se wo hwe tally na ye tally for nipa na ebeto for vice president na a short by any number a trace nipa no anye ballot paper no but ye ma ballot paper and as ballot paper no cannot be accounted for meaning You have to account for every ballot that is issued. Inti media they say sisiano emrano na eye adwuma. Emrano bia na yede suhum ma wo say menu panyini esa so rezi issue aba suhum ni ahafo ano ne tema central ye kokot ye ko ne dada enya fe ni akokot. Na adentina NDC pe sa situ enyina. Madika yaka say ye to aba ni wie ye no. Now we had a strong conviction say those seats no ya rename name electoral commission any MPP candidates a was samia ye no bibi ene di na yes right no eno no ye ntumi emfa koti ba say ye kwa kobo obi ana ye koye atutrasem de betumi aya ne say ebe court na court no take decision. Court need take a decision na ankwa ma yen any problem we proceed. So court need take a decision na ekoma yen kwa dia. Enya muma yen koto aba na nim the NTMP before MPS since ya election bia beba so sisia no. No ma omampanyin mahama eba ye. Ti se o ka che no abufu a na ewo Ghana fo mu ewo ena no aba ne ho no. Sisia no Ghana fo abenya relief bi omo hu se Aban papa ba because ye ba na mrante ni twa better no mutu tax ene ye free ho ye ba na 11
meba o de to was
card na o ma min flow na ye wo tie na
enkomo de mama okwan mo akasa enkomo de o judge no the judgment ni ye
o sa kwa judgment no
me nwie kpanda say me na me bisa questions me nwie kpanda
card na do be judge do be hard
me hwe eyi ba ko
afa de no
no me on say asawo ni obi kan esesa wo te de judge ne kan na say
yeah
na o kan say me a wo hunu
di me so me bue be judgment na say ye hwe free ho di page say na wo
I think on
the politics but person me yellow law
on item number 4 total number of ballots issued to voters on the polling station register is 325 and that is more than the total number of voters on the polling station register. You get it? Say nipa ya churo mudi on register no 316 yemfa ballot papers mra ho a ye the ballot no ekoye 325 it way irregularity.
No ballot papers no ten bia ye koto aba bia the more than that.
Exactly my point. Exactly the point. It may pick you way. How can this be considered as irregularity?
Labi I was say o share because on say o share items now. Item number 4.
What kind?
Primary school.
What kind?
The total number of ballots issued to voters on the polling station register. Total number of ballots issued though. Total number of ballots issued to voters. They just say issuance officer now or Tihono. Ballot papers are the buy and mostly so police station 300 near the ballot papers be 500 neko. When your ballot papers they call asemu. The issue yet meaning say da ya to aba nipa ya tete momo sano ya tete 325 meanwhile omo mudi won about to krata so wo ni new 325. That is what he's saying.
Okay.
But what does it? Inti anoni ye overvoting no kano because enonu kra no say when a petitioner no na sem no de aba court ni hyehyɛ ya enti otobo se ne be ya bibia obefa bia obehu ni kama enti one no akira o de enti osusu say irregularity de enti it is in contravention to regulation 39 of the CI 127 but what is
share relief number 12 so here there
enti we mo anya relief o where you the case of the petitioner.
Okay, the case number 12 the case of the petitioner
mpacho ai
share number 12
in the petitioner they say 12 ne emunye clear there or say the number of voters on the polling station register 524 is more than the total number of ballots issued to the polling station which is 523 into the number of voters on the polling station register 524 is more than the number of ballots issued by this polling station. So one didn't you say irregularity ni somebody ka say 300 krana senior college so how the election it ma e bia 500 send be ya bibi to chema ye betumi anya ballot papers ni bi but this time round no nipa wo ballot wo police station where to me to abama ni ye no 523 the ballot papers 524 the ballot papers by say en fan kwoto aba enu nipa dodo ne kura nti se obi aba so be to aba
ashoto one
obi say ye ka say me
ya butre na dan so e kwoto aba ye te sen
no any ayinimu
great right yen free pandai no se ne mra the chief justice
That's no pandai no come on with them do they now we say na specific polling stations nature say nipa no call and he was seeking
41 no
41
nema ohwehwe ni
absolutely
but
it is in the police station what the police station ba kwa ba say BBC was our police station we enye I did that there to make us say police station we enye enunti I suspect say ba ko na Taifa Junction so nye
no but no
Abraham fan no so ama
ohwe the relief na open na
ohwe na ohwe na see I said that the declaration and publication of the parliamentary election results held in the Pandai constituency on 7th December 2024 was not made in compliance with regulations 43 of the Public Elections Regulations 2020 CI 127 and the principles laid down by the regulations 43, and that said non-compliance affected the entire results.
Thank you.
Of the parliamentary elections in the Pandai constituency.
Sure. When I know it's in relation to SAR 41 or the coin. Or Phil said because there are issues with 41, it affected the entire. That's what he's saying. So you can even order for a rerun of that 41. Now who could have pinch it?
Don't turn the studio into the court this morning.
Who could have pinch it? You have a problem there, baby. What's the change there you got about?
And then I cancel. On the petition for Chief Justice's removal, any idea? Eba President conveyor belt into young final prima facie. Boy, minu rasta immunity is here native for 80 union. And the prima facie now established against it, talk on any name.
The prima facie say okay, prima facie mostly say be I am say there are some at all so. Na ye pese hu se asem no sebe e wo nyina so na obetumi
ana bibi wo ho ese se wo yi ano
wo se wo yi ano
nti de na ese se wo yi ano no ye den
de wo se wo yi ano no was communicated to her nti ano tumi e den a response e come committee no
nti boy e den a
no say de ye mienu ye preview de mo pese ye hu no e na the presidency e communicated to us say the committee no report no establish a prima facie say ye wo asemo a ewo so yia no indeed okoye no.
So you think that our mind to say Ghana and ye kasa about yen Chief Justice na sabi akronto sabi nyado sama mi ko adwuma akobọ adwuma mu kro no okodi ewu okofa obi ade ana okoye bibia na ye beyi na dia bibia ni say Ghana fo hu
oh that be bibia was say Ghana fo hu say no ntina yete a committee to establish say na nsem no kro mo aba no emu ha na say asem a mami kura ye ha no na yensan so ma ne ntoa so nko yi ano na committee ne ba say ani asem no mo aba no ye susu say enye committee kura emfa say council of state say ye susu say mami no asem no mo aba no owo bibia wo so yi ano na council of state no per the conversation ni say majority of them say meko details bia majority of them susu say mame no owo nyanu bia wo say ode ekoma committee nti yenti committee na okwa bia asem no mo aka atoni so no enye saa netie say ode nikunu atukwan ode ne ba atukwan ewo at the expense of the judiciary eye no kra na say eye no kra ono no betumi ede dasia ba obekire say enye no kra say enye no kra so ono no betumi a kire
enti ne bone kase ne kuru ne ba ode tukwan na na
eka ho so petitioners no na ye three but first one no omo hwe mu Daniel Foride no mu establish say o ase asem wo hwa wo so yi ano nti wonkonko yi ano wo say neka ho you say asem ewo judge bi insem or transfer judge no arbitrarily because administrative role of the chief justice wo hwe yemra pon no ono pe and obetumi transfer a case from one judge to another na elunsa exercise na oye no eni se oye ema ni ko show se owo interest bi wo asem bi mu but what else inti sa no ma no ma kan nyina e bi kura na ni nyina so bia ye ma ne nkotena se na omo tena committee ni mu so no constitution ni nim say chief justice position no nya position bia keke inti me afi na menya 2 months per ewo ba ho no mintumi nkotena chief justice asem so inti ye ono ani colleagues a omo so enim emra ne te se ono a te se justice my lord justice Poaman my lord justice Asiedu mo any other people are constitution ne ma ho kwan say ye ntena se eno pepepe no mo so tena se na mo de board say abrewa when the Ghana atemuafo nyina wo na yo mo panyi ba bia wo tene so eno nti no kodu we mu ne de abọ yesrew be hia no na yehu se nsem no mo de to so kra se be enye ntwa to so bi ode ni nyira no koma omo no eno mo aso tena se ehwe omo we no mo hu se dabi ne nyira no enye ade a omojitu eyeyi nti omo recommendation ni say constitution no our chile said there is a stated misbehavior as a ground for removal of chief justice no omo susu say chief justice no sa stated misbehavior na ewo constitution no no there's been able to establish say ebutia no nti sa dia omampanyi act on the recommendation constitution is what can ewo constitution mu say the recommendation na committee na e betene de beba no the president must act on it nti me madri mu de me gidi say omampanyi na nkasa as an individual de e ba chief justice ne remover ni mu a on share that nye adeboni bia
mate
in fact yes say on share that onya adeboni bia
mate me da se mame nkwa homa no so emra openia menene kasa asisi engineer Frank Asare Pedro national coordinator responsible cooperative mining and skills development program yenim so ochena na Charles Kwajo Fosu Daddy Lumba na yi no ehihye ne kirese ebeba so na ye nya ne ntie sisi ase bibi fufura asan abebo Lumba eyi no ene ehun tutuem ye pese ye ne enua ba Philippa Atanga edi enkomo na ye hwe dia free court aba ese court akasa afa yi no ho anope ya enti ehun behia se ye beti Philippa enka but ye ni nam enyeja enti mamen san ko studio to se Philippa ba na ho man tum no ba ye be san akone na kasa rasta
answer na Atanga no where the me constituency treasurer gift Ashanti and any birthday
Obapa gifty and interest in
national me constituency youth organizer and I say for me no nyina na e I wish them the very best me do massive for all the support all these years me do for back so Tracy a free year boating and no so we in diploma in midwifery I was in Patrick Nelson offenso ono so be bona baso papa na Kadna engineer lawyer ene wa cheche semu oni mi se menya lawyer ti no dia boha no dia fast engineer you know the only problem with chief justice issue is say some key members of my party made public statements about her removal. And that is the only difficulty. Very key members of your party, even in opposition, can say, it's in a say, whether you are going through the legal process or not.
Just a second. So the RTF Accra High Court, and it said the Accra High Court has granted the injunction filed by the immediate family of Daddy Lumba to restrain Ebusuapeni and the others from organizing the funeral of Daddy Lumba tomorrow in the court. I granted sir injunction or the IAT a free court. No, now Rasta to us.
I mean, who said mention actual letter be say they are not involved in the you know whom say asamaba. You know, na Daddy Lumba de ekadna. When you also obi do Daddy Lumba say me oh. I love him to death, to bits. You know, me one of the most celebrated musicians ever. You know,
the music god.
Oh, yeah. Common na said common it was becoming very, very frustrating. In fact, me say my program here with UTV, one very nice guy, Bedu, say, was afraid of bread. Somewhere in the 13th.
Arnold.
I'm sure the video. I say, they do so on Casa, also, yes, in Biaka. Somewhere in the 13th, somewhere in the March, you arrange them well. You know, and I say Parliament, a few members of Parliament, when Mr. Lumba was very, very close to your party and no more Boma and very iconic songer. And kind of party, you know, would love to be there to celebrate him in a very grand style. You know, but the near cost not a problem, Kaka. Let's see how it goes. And then video be no more your preparations. Barbara Sports Stadium. Me name this particular judgment here. Best see a lawyer. What that will mean to the air cost what that means is technically no everything is halted. Not just based on what the yet is here. I think say Bushano to take advantage of this no montanase. No more share on the first one. A very befitting burial. I can't back to a seminar about Chief Justice. Said American lawyer they were count the law, but politically no. Ubusagan and Ibia the idea and they say oh no, in fact, EC no mean a person like than the chairman of the party on radio. See, the real Chief Justice no, the next person in line, the electoral commissioner. It's say the working. The president is a conveyor belt. And obi the petition about president the court. Your community see the only interpretation is that it emanated from the party structure. Because the party chairman will be able to say the next person online is to take out the electoral commission. And only difficulty, you know. And so you may be using the law, you know, and I to say the somewhere might be some percent you know. I fed them some question behind the law to say, President, he was just a conveyor belt. He was just a conveyor belt. But that is the problem. Because you see, we EC officer now, me in my mind, I'm a TSC, the party NDC party, no, I can't say the next person in line is the electoral commissioner. It's not one was a president, I a conveyor belt, I signed a petition, you know. Petitions or the Korea, or they are coming the Chief Justice last month. That is the difficulty. And that's where it creates doubts in the minds of the people whether indeed, you know, whilst you are following the law, no, whether the intention, the real intention behind, you know, was not to execute agenda be almost set way back. And that's where the problem is. But I agree with a lawyer, or a president, the Emran Chen says all the petition about or establish a prima facie so or convey to the relevant authorities to look at it, and then we'll take it from there.
When the minya adewi na me twen adresi bibi so say Charlotte say emra na mo position mo ka say mo ba mo be yi na mo ba mo yi na
Charlotte was moved.
Okay.
Me my cardinal can say me personally my position on that matter was that independent bodies there, yeah, I'm very careful how you approach them. Because any kwase constitution we say they are independent. It means say me party, I'm one of the people who felt say not a here at the time.
Okay.
Because I felt say so yes I know a bema obi so power kase mobile mu yes.
But one can because okay and come back target say
no I made my position on independent bodies now are very clear, and that is why I'm sure the Chief Justice.
So, counsel, by inference, no, you are saying that Somuyi Charlotte Musumuyi
and that's why you see, that's why my fear is because they say no, my Chief Justice, I've heard some members of my party openly saying, say, papa no position is contaminous with Mama. What
no papa no body say ne Mahama crane train you. But that's why you from.
But what
because he will retire before
but you see so you for nam Mama cry so you before the party position some people are saying say yes the chief justice beba and not me fear no say that's the point but that's where the fear is once here then the democracy becomes independent bodies no their turn and will be contaminous with their appointer. But that's dangerous.
It shouldn't be so but it shouldn't be so but
it shouldn't be so
and also it shouldn't be so. See, this is not the first time one petition for the removal of chief justice accord to a certain president even before say Mamin Kachi and Sana Omampenya Kofuado or Befla Bemono. Mejidi say ye can't cry the petition be a command. Into the idea bet tayaba, but say a baby do ho we are ye wo emra ana procedure was ye faso. Na ye kwhwe na e kobase e wo say ye yina. Menyi ni say a independent body ntino eno so nti ye nya ni sa. However, me no bia ya adwen say independent bodies no as much as possible no yen nyina as citizens yen protect them party bia ni ho a EC betumi ama sebe wanweni aba abrekura onye wa ho boa anase omanfo ne nya omadwen so ombeto ama wana so ombeto
the two EC officers now declare Akufo-Addo ne John Mahama ne nyina no the party no oppose them
yes.
But eventually they declare them
it's personal opinion my main state this time round not after the event. And they say me removal of EC, removal of way as an individual. However,
EC and we
Chief Justice or whoever your man to say OSP assembly and also about there is a petition for his removal. No, Nemum men for so in principle say nipa ne ye na juma na se eye either say wolf susu say wadwim or ye bias and say onye bias and no should not form a basis say ye mfa ye yi no because ye can no kre ye pa ya manyofo no obi entumi ema wo meye omampanyin say omanfo no NC kitten so beto abama wo Charlotte was saying how could she have made omampanyin Mahama the president in 2016 say Ghana for say omonto mayen and indeed no, and I'm saying only side to me and I'm saying not only side to me no Ghana for the two abatia Mampanyin Mahama no he had no option now also declare the opposition eyena na adodan kwa Akufo-Addo the same thing Jane na say minim ni party owo na mum say na ompe Mampanyin Mahama mpa Ghana for no ato aba overwhelmingly ama Mampanyin Mahama debe no betime in fact baby kura ya problem me wo pa no mpo de na nya soro ha say ha the declarations no moye form ho issuing officer no say issuing officer yes nipa to about ho ye 200 now I issue 300
Unu apeni Professor Kingsley Nyako say mbisa o say also no
no prof
or say he doesn't remember anybody in MPP who openly declared whilst they were in opposition that Charlotte would be removed if MPP went power. Can he mention just one name?
Oh, I will get it for him. No say Omoka say Ombeji Charlotte or say Eddie Abrekura no omo opposition. And indeed, Omoba yenso no omo de juma no. Be it as it may, say the be ewo hwa e was say the current EC no ewo na juma yemu na se ekolidi say enu nti no ontumi entna akonya ne so bio they made as an individual me hold the view say any say yi obi based on the bias or whatever no na mom say nipa na bu emra ni bi so dia na say the emra ni be ya adwuma dia I don't have any problem with that.
Martin Rasta ne kwa 1 minute
ne kwa say no the ekukoi die ye bompa ye say the appeal cases no judges ne be ye ntemama ye ni ye hu ye position ye de da so gina say the rerun e opandai no is unnecessary because so share the circumstances are course work pandai no I think say the member of parliament deserves to be in parliament for the next 4 years. After 4 years the man for no takoto aba no feel say omonto ano so no omonto ano so you know, Yabompa say all the necessary legal processes no be even before the 30th. But say anko banasana 30th no could do there as a political party. Me sure say we are ready to go for the rerun and hope say the verdict of the people no will be made even louder on the 30th of December.
Engineer,
the American say the law is the law. CCI din komedie emrane say yenko na yenko to abafo fro ewo pandai. Meaning say yekoto abani CCI NDC bedin kuni because the effect of the echo so wo manimo no nipa ete pandai constituency so be so almost.
Just thinking about this. Just thinking about this. The same way I will use Charlotte to say the NSM mukase be yire na moyi. Don't you think that sa actions here ye ebesin aba abe hanti nyina
fear
meji this say that should be ebetumi aba be hanti nyina because say aban bia but you see say before say omampanya akofo ado beba no na aban bi enyi isida and so oba ebe yi no nti the actions say ye be yi obi ene and determine say ochina bi so no obi ba onyi ana obeyi minim say make out asia ene ye yi isi ene ye yi chief justice sempo ye nyinu mpa eno nso nkire say aban foforo bi ba na so pese oyi na onyi no nti eno the determination of the other government obeba no ekwan obefa so aye ni normal de ewo mu nsem. However, yen try as much as possible say institutions na constitution no ebo mo ho ban no yen nyina as citizens ye bebo ani abo ho ban say ne be ya o man no ye democracy no enu nti ena de ye pese ye nyina eyeyo na ye wonkofo bi mo ye dipabonefo mo tete akire de o mo pe ni say o mbetumi nya bibi agina so na o mo take actions me ma sa akwan no na o mo nkoye bibi a eno no mo be wi o be ya justification. There are justifications for it, and some of them are actions of political actors. And the basa omanfo ni nyina tu ekodi omochi na omo aniaje. But say the air course no yade a omanfo no epia. Opese obeye bibi kura omo an ombe fight against.
Kadna we the madamfo wa uni Francois. Regional secretary.
Aka akra no mayinadi
oh there be Mr. 8 kwana any birthday 8 December also chia papa Enya Francois there be currently your original organizer I feel no person preko regional secretary also chia
meje ne so ba ka tell say aka akra bi na mayinadi what kwampo ku CID nka
hey Oya guy ho.
What an nka?
Oya guy.
You.
Ni youthful exuberance ni dey jai. Oya guy papa.
Enti na odi be di youth organizer. Youth organizer and dem okosoroba from kwampo ku CID.
Oba ode bia me ne bobo oba ntama. But onyade football no na or try but
football sembo.
There be there from
the ball one the ball one the good is oh yeah professional player.